Hello, hello, hello. It's that day. It's that time. How are we doing? As usual, I'm gonna sit here for a few minutes and wait to see who streams through here because you know StreamYard and YouTube don't play nice, so I don't know who's here until I've actually been in here for a little while. So I'm just gonna ramble to myself until comments start to show up. Oh, Thea left me a message. Have a good live. I will catch the replay. Okay, Thea, that's fine. Uh, Hi, Kathleen. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we're on for a weird time for Thea. I mean, it's probably I was saying 9 a.m. where you are, Thea, in Australia. Literally on the other side of the world. Kathleen, what are you working on? If sipping on anything good? Got any news? Feel free to share. Oh, my counter is going insane. Oh, my counter is. So I don't know how many people are here, if anybody's here. I'm totally confused now. So I'm just going to sit here for a minute to see if anybody shows up. Interesting about Thea, and you do this too, Kathleen. It's like you guys will watch the replay and then give me comments, like play by play comments, and I'll have to go back and watch the video so I can figure out where your comment is attached to the video, which is fun. And you just finished your vest. You thought it would be too big, but apparently you've bloomed. Oh, isn't that we'll say a surprise? Uh, a lot of lives going on right now tonight, so people are probably jumping from one live to another. So who knows? We'll be here tonight. And nothing you're drinking and the moon booster tea. Sorry, we drag you back through it. It's okay. I don't mind because when I'm watching the replay, it's a good way for me to find snippets that I can use in other places. So it works out. So once you finish your vest, what are you going to work on then? We got a couple of things that I'm working on, sort of, kind of working my way through anyway. Hi, Chris. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's in your cup? What's on your hook? And if you have any news to share, feel free to share it. I'm just waiting for a little bit to see if other people streaming here. Because today was a pretty popular live night. Just several lives going on right now. Matter of fact, I left the live to come start mine. Hi, VJ. Welcome, welcome, welcome. What's in your cup and what's on your hook? And if you have any news you want to share, feel free to share it. What am I making? I've got several whips right now. Actually, I haven't been doing a whole lot because my wrist has been kind of acting up. So I've been working more behind the scenes, doing some back end work to give my wrist a chance to settle down. But I have a couple of things I'm working on. I'm going to show you here in a minute. Hi, Catherine. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know what's Catherine. Let me know, Catherine and Chris. I think I said this already, but to anybody that just walked in, hello, and let me know what's in your cup and what's on your hook, and if you have anything you want to share, feel free to share it. And Kathleen is saying, I've got two sets of socks, a baby blanket, a frog, and starting over. Oh, frogging. Yeah. I'm a swamp. I've done so much frogging in the last week. I mean, it's going to be to my benefit, but I'm not happy about the level of frogging I've had to do. Okay, hang on a second. I will be right back. Really? Come on, Pop Rocks. Come on, Poppy. There you go. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Had a dog that was outside that wanted in, and she was going to insist on being let in. So I figured I'd let her in. Oh, how much more on my face do you need to see? You can't see my face? All you can see is the chaos behind me. So much chaos. Is that any better? Gosh, for breath, I had to run a little bit to get to the door. Okay, Catherine, working on crocheting things to donate to our local barbecue place for an auction they're doing due to a fire in their kitchen. They don't expect to be back and running for 3 to 6 months. Poppy. Really? Really? Do we have to? Oh, it's gonna be one of those nights. Here, let me bribe him with a cracker. Can I bribe him with a cracker? Does Poppy want a cracker? Take cracker. Oh, that's a serious fire if you're going to be down for 3 to 6 months. That's a shame. I remember you posting about the fire. I'm glad that they're taking unemployment, but it's no cheap expense to recover after a fire. Whew. So what are you making for the auction? Yeah, well, mentioned frogging, Kathleen, and I want to do quite a bit of it because it seems like every idea I have, it seems like a good idea until I'm trying to actually, like, execute it. And then things fall apart, and I realize that I've made a mistake in my thought process. Because the dog won't stop barking. And I have to, like, frog it out to a logical place and start over again. And that's what's happened with both of my works in progress. So I really only have a couple of finished objects, which, if you've seen my shorts, you've already seen. You know, these, which they're supposed to be earrings. And I'm thinking if you're like a teenager or a 20 something, you probably would wear them as earrings. I personally see them as tassels. So I've actually got a project in mind where these would look cute as the tassels. So I'm not going to hold on to them for that. Unless somebody orders them and wants them as earrings, and then I'll slap the hooks on them and call them earrings. That's fine with me. And I made another headband, which I don't know. I might have shown this to you last week. I don't remember. It's a new headband. And it's in VJ's favorite yarn, Trubu, Sparkle. And the stitch is the primrose stitch that I'm actually going to do a tutorial on now that my daughter's significant other has gone back to work and I kind of have the house to myself during the day. Because when he's not working, he tinkers around the house and does housework and does all kinds of stuff, but he has to blare music while he's doing it, and it's obviously impossible for me to film tutorials with um, Drake or T Pain or Post Malone blaring in the background. So I will finally be able to get back into filming tutorials now that he's back to work. So those are the only finished objects I have. My works in progress. I think I told you guys that I was working on a sweater, and while I originally had way more progress than this done, but again, this fell victim to what I thought was a good idea was not a good idea. So I had to frog, like, it was probably 3 times that size. So I had to frog it back. But I figured out the error of my ways. And as soon as my wrist is a little more settled, I'll go back to working on it. I can't work on it right now because the yarn is too heavy and it's making my wrist ache. So I'm going to, like, table it for a little bit and work on a couple other things until my wrist is a little less ragey. And then I'll go back to it. Because now that I figured it out, it won't take long and it won't be hard for me to finish it. I just need to be able to do it without, a lot of pain. And my other work in progress, also, if you've seen my shorts, um, is this. I'm all tangled. I'm in some weird, let's put 2 strands together and see what happens mode. Because both of these projects are 2 different strands of yarn held together. But this is going to be a bag. I can't get it to, it's crumpling because I can't really hold it straight. And I'm making it out of Karen cotton. Where's my camera? Cotton funnel cakes in these 2 different colors. You're actually coming up to the color on my camera for once. What do you know? So this is what I'm going to work on because this isn't hurting my wrist so much. So I'm going to work on that. And that's basically just a bunch of sample different, like, stitches that I'm just like, let's put this stitch here now. Let's work with this color now. Let's work with both colors. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's literally going to be my no rhyme or reason bag, and basically it's just going to be a project bag, so that has something to put other crochet projects in. I don't know if I'm going to line it or not. If I do actually have some pink fabric that I can line it with. We'll see. I haven't gotten that far yet. And let's see what you guys are talking about. Catherine said, I finished up an Afghan in wool. What kind of wool? Some spa sets, 3 peanut cotton cloths, and 3 poofs in a basket that I made. And probably 2 lace angels. More if I have time. Wow. Very nice. The tassels, yeah. They would be very cool for a backpack and a jacket zipper pull. Not a bad idea. She's just like, I haven't tried the sparkle. I like the way True Blue looks, but the yarn barf. You know what though? I have that problem with Lion Brand yarn in general. Uh, I have yet to work with Lion Brand that if you try to do a center pull does not result in yarn barf. And I've used a lot of Lion Brand. I use Lion Brand 24/7 cotton, both the worsted and the DK weight. Um, the Lion Brand True Blue. Um, I'm drawing my blank on Lion Brand yarns, but I've probably used 10 or 12 different Lion Brand yarns, and I swear every last one of them, finding the center pull is virtually impossible without basically pulling the whole center part of the skein out. To the point where I just automatically just kick it up. I don't even try anymore. I just automatically unwrap it and kick it up, which brings me to something else we can talk about. But Lion Branch yarns, I mean, I've done several shorts and I've done several TikToks dealing with Lion Brand's center pull issue. You know, they need to figure something out because it's frustrating. And I know that a lot of people believe that you shouldn't do center pull anyway because it's it messes with the what am I trying to say? It weakens the fiber because of the friction from a center pull. But I'm just a center pull person. I've always have been. And now you're making me like have to rethink that, and I don't like that at all. So I don't know. Anyway, I have a problem with Lion Brand center pull more than any other kind of yarn I work with. So, hi Lucy. What's in your cup? What's on your hook? And if you have anything you'd like to share with the class, feel free. Yeah, speaking of rewinding, I ordered my yarn winder today. So I'm excited about that. I'll have that um, probably on Friday. Probably on Friday or Monday. It's Amazon. There's no telling. Um, but ironically enough, the one I ordered is actually the mate to my Swift. It's got really good reviews. So I was like, well, if I could have matching yarn ball winder, and Swift, well, it was not going to look great for pictures. So you might actually get a tutorial on how to cake up a skinny yarn from me because, well, now it will be more aesthetically pleasing. I'm weird, I know. Got me crazy. And I also ordered this weird gadget that Alicia from Little John's Yarns reviewed. I went ahead and ordered that because I wanted to see what it was like. Because I mean, if it actually works the way she made it look, it looks. It'll definitely be a fun gadget to have around. And I haven't ordered any new yarn yet because I'm really trying to hold true to I want to use the yarn I've got before I start, buying more yarn. but I am eyeing some yarn on yarnnut.com. I've got yarn in my basket. Most of it's ice yarn, but I also actually technically I do need to buy some chunky yarn for a gift that I'm making. So that's going to go against my not buying any more new yarn. But she's very specific in the color she wants, and I actually found the skeins of a colorway that I know she'd like. So I'm going to go ahead and make that purchase. But that's going to be the only yarn purchase I make. Probably, I'm trying to make it to the end of the year. I don't know how successful I'll be, but I'm going to try to get there. Nobody's like had a sale that's made me go lately. Of course, I have been avoiding my main sites, so so nobody's dangling any Malabrigo at me or like some new variegated that I haven't seen before. So I'm going to try to make it to the end of the year before without buying some yarn. Wish me luck. Light a candle. Pray for me. Yeah, all help is appreciated. Let's see what you guys are saying. I like the yarn that had an exclamation on the end. Pull this in first, and the two on the other end pull. I know. Why did they get away from that? And they used to like tell you like the center pull is this way, and the outside pull is that way. And technically, all yarn is supposed to be spun like that, or skeined up like that. If the outside pull is on the left, then you should go in from the right to look for the center pull, and vice versa. But in my history, that's my recent history. That's not true. Even if you like kind of bang it on the table to kind of loosen up the center a little bit, it still doesn't work. But that's the rule. That's what the rule of thumb used to be. That the center pull is on the opposite end of where you find the outside pull. It hasn't worked with Lion Brand, or it probably it has worked, but the center pull is just so deep in the center that even having that piece of knowledge doesn't help with finding it. It's frustrating. It seems to me that exposing yarn to a beating by dragging it would be harder and more damaging on the yarn. Well, probably like the first layer or so, but on an outside pull, once you get past like the first layer, it's pretty much just fresh yarn. And I mean, if you have it like in a yarn bowl or sitting on a clean table or in some other project bag where like you can just it's not impeded, it's supposed to be better for the yarn than the center pull. But I am a center pull person. I like my yarn to pull from the center. And I mean, and I get that that could create some friction, which could damage the fibers. But on the flip side, they're fibers. They rub together naturally anyway. So, I mean, I get the argument, and yet at the same time, I'm kind of like, it's kind of a weak argument. It's kind of a weak argument made by people who don't want to be bothered with keeping track of where the center pole is. Or maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me being snarky. Imagine that. Let's say nothing to drink. Make lots of blankets. Making blankets. Awesome. For gifts, for fun, both. Well, who someday you'll be old enough to get a winder and Swift. They are game changers, but you really have to know what you're doing. If you don't, and I'm just getting to the point where I'm getting decent at a Swift, to the point where I'd actually film it. But my first couple of tries, oh boy, what a mess. I can say that I haven't messed up any expensive yarns learning how to use a Swift and a winder, but I have messed up some yarn. I freely admit that. I have a Swift and a winder, but I need a better winder. I want to get the Stanwood winder. I was looking at the Stanwood, and it's originally what I wanted, but I'm not totally sure I could deal with a tabletop one because of my setup. And the one I went with, like I said, is the actual same brand as my Swift. And my table has like a 2-inch lip on it. So a lot of the clamps that come with winders don't fit over the lip. But this one actually has a clamp that will fit on the lip of my table. So I could literally leave my Swift and winder set up and not have to take it out and put it away every time I need to use it. So that's why I ended up going with it instead of the Stanwood. Although I've seen the Stanwoods do like are lovely and they are the Cadillac of winders, but the one I got has a pretty good rating too. So we'll see. I'll let you know. Good luck, but I really hate to jinx you. I have 3 orders coming. I need to stop ordering. Uh, Me too. Unless I wound it into a ball, I use center pull. Exactly. I have used someone else's before, but I'm 73 now. So, what? Do you think that you're suddenly too old to use one? Come on now. You can do it. Let's see. What else do I want to talk about? Oh yeah, now that I've actually ordered the winder, I'll be able to start on some socks, which will throw Marquita since she sent me all that lovely yarn that I showed you last week. So that'll end up in my works in progress pile. Actually, I might work on those because I'm really kind of curious to know whether or not making my own socks will make me like socks more. Because as it is, I hate them. Absolutely, positively cannot stand socks at all. So maybe this will make me like socks. Um, I haven't decided whether I'm doing that craft fair or not. I'm still on the fence on it. Not because I wouldn't have stuff to go, just because of the fair itself. I like the organization that it's helping, but the organizers are trying to are driving me a little crazy, and they seem a little disorganized. And I really just want to show up, set up, sell, take down, and go home. And I have a feeling that there's going to be a whole lot of chaos that is involved in that. And I'm really not trying to be in all that. It's just reminding me why I don't like to do craft fairs to begin with, because unless you're going to one that's really really highly organized by people that know what they're doing, they tend to be cluster you know what's, and I don't want to deal with all that, especially if I have to pay for like the privilege of going through all that. So I'm still on the fence. In the meantime, I have been working because my wrist has been acting up, but I haven't really been able to do a whole lot of crocheting. I've been setting up my coffee shop and my website. So I can proudly say that I am now officially mochacrochetsandscrafts.com. Yay me. I have one blog post up, and I've stocked my coffee shop with a variety of things, from crochet stuff to intention bracelets and other things that I make that aren't necessarily crochet related. So that's what I've been working on, and now I need to find ways to market it. So when I'm pretty much on with this chat, I'm probably going to dig back into how to market your craft business and figure out like where to like post and promote and plug. And I have a general idea how to do it because I've done marketing for other businesses. I'm just lousy at marketing myself. I always have been, but that's what I'm going to be working on next. So there's that. And hopefully my wrist will calm down enough that I can get some crocheting done. So I really like to finish this bag, and I want to go back to my sweater. So there's that. Let's see what else. Lucy, what'd you order? What have you ordered that you have 3 orders that you need to stop ordering for? The ball center pool, read that already. One's a gift, one just for me, and one because and on to learn a new stitch, and one for a theatrical grandchild. Nice. I'd rather buy yarn. Thank you. I have to reward myself with yarn too, but I need to get rid of a bunch of yarn before I start rewarding myself. That's what I need to do. I need to use up a bunch of yarn so I can reward myself with new yarn. There you go. There's my motivation. There it is. Thank you. No, honey. Yes, that's my plan. To use up a bunch of my yarn so I can reward myself with new yarn. That sounds like a plan. Yeah, that's pretty much what's been going on with me. And like I said, now that my daughter's significant other has gone back to work, I can finally finish editing and upload some videos that I've been working on. I want to do a stitch tutorial for the primrose stitch. Um, I still have to do a tutorial for my jacket, my pocket shawl, my gloves. Oh my goodness, so many tutorials to do. And and the other thing is with my wrist, you don't do tutorial if you can actually crochet. So I've been delayed with that, but hopefully in the next couple of days my wrist will calm down enough that I'll be actually be able to crochet and film tutorials and actually put some content on my channel that is not a live or a short. Which, don't get me wrong, I love doing my lives, obviously, and shorts are fun. But I know that you guys really want some longer form content too. So it's not that I'm ignoring it. It's just that the way my life trajectory is going right now, I really haven't had a chance or the opportunity to film longer videos. And the ones that I did film, I had 2 of them that I was editing, and one I'm gonna have to refilm a chunk of it, and the other one I scrapped completely because I just wasn't happy with them. So I'm really back to square one because nothing can be simple ever, ever. Kathleen said, "I confess, I love my homemade socks. I hate store bought. I really like rewarding myself for yarn. I saw that already." And Lucy's saying, "I was at Hobbies Live and the cookie yarn got me. Mary Maxim mystery bag for the cow and a box from Kim Affordably Crafty." Oh, cool. The cookie yarn is nice. I've been avoiding Hobie because some of my favorite yarns are there, so I'm kind of avoiding them. Mary Maxim mystery bag for the cow. I don't think I've only ordered off Mary Maxim I think once or twice. And then you got a box from Kim from Affordably Crafty. Awesome. Yeah, Premiere is having some good sales right now. That's where I'm getting the chunky yarn that I need for the gift that I'm making. I'm getting it from Premiere. VJ is saying, yes, all of my shelves upstairs are full and all of my totes downstairs are full. I need to use some yarn before I buy more. I don't want my yarn to outlive me. Yeah, I don't either because my family will not appreciate my yarn stash. They might find somebody to give it to, but knowing them, they're just like, it's yarn. Who cares? Trash it. Which would hurt my heart if, of course, if I was here to know. But yeah, they don't quite understand and or share my love of yarn. Although my daughter's significant other understands it a little more since he does tufting rugs. So he's actually getting into like different plies and yarn weights and how they're twisted and whether they're roving or not. It's been fun having that exchange with him. My daughter's just kind of sitting around, half amused and half in horror that we're having this conversation. So, matter of fact, a lot of my worsted weight acrylic that I wasn't using and was never going to use, I gave to him to make rugs because he could use it to make rugs. I wasn't going to crochet with it. So I've gotten several mystery bags from Mary Maxim and got yarns I haven't tried before. Some of them I liked and some of them not so much. Yeah, that's my love and hate relationship with mystery bags. Um, I either love what I get or I totally don't like what I get. And I know that obviously it's subjective, like what I like, other people might love. So the stuff I don't like, I normally just stash away and I either give it away or I offer it in a giveaway or I'll donate it or something. I don't know. Fortunately, it hasn't happened a lot that I've gotten yarn that I really don't like. I've got one box from I'm gonna say it's from Knit Crate, and it's wool that I absolutely positively cannot use. I can't even barely touch it out of the box. I need to decide what I'm going to do with it. But that's really the only negative problem I've had in a long while actually. Because I'm pretty good at making sure that the mystery bags I'm getting are like not wool, or if they are wool, they're wool that I can actually handle, which basically is merino. Um, so yeah, but yeah, that's the joy of a mystery bag. You never really know what you're going to get, and sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's not so great. I'm very fortunate there. There are so many of my kids and grands who knit and crochet. I see, yeah, you're fortunate. Nobody in my family is really interested in it. My mom was interested, obviously, so she taught me. My sister had no interest in it. My daughter has very little interest in it. She's a sewer. Um, and my granddaughter, there's really no telling. I can't tell whether she's interested or not. She likes the adding the what am I trying to say? The knitting machine. She likes that, and she has one, and she'll use that every once in a while. But that's as far into it as she's gotten so far. You've got a good bit of yard, but your kids and grandkids shop a lot in your free store. Oh yeah, my granddaughter will come in and raid my yarn in a heartbeat, to the point where I have to tell her, look, you can raid from these two shelves, no other shelf. So I have like my some of the acrylics and cottons that I don't mind sharing on these couple of shelves, so she can pick and choose from that. But any other shelf, no, because then she's getting into my bamboo and my merinos and my specialized or and my like specific colorways and variegateds, and no, you're not getting those. Hi TLP, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us know what's on your hook and what's in your cup. And if you have any news you want to share, feel free to share it. Lucy said, my kids tell me I have too much yarn. My daughter tells me all the time. If I come in, she's like, you bought more yarn? Like, well, yeah, I need it for a project. Well, why couldn't you use the yarn you have? Because it's not for that project. Uh, to the point now I am right. Actually, if I'm buying yarn, it's for a specific project because I do have enough yarn that pretty much make anything I want to make out of my stash. But again, sometimes there are projects that need specific yarns or specific colors that I don't have them, and I have to buy it. So yeah. Kathleen says they know not to touch my sock yarn. Yeah, I'm sure they probably are aware of the fact that that touching your sock yarn could be problematic. I'm struggling with that dang Joanne granny sweater or Joan granny sweater. I have tried a million times and now I'm mad. I'm not looking at the directions and winging it. Sometimes that's what it takes, TLP. Sometimes you just have to go, you know what? I'm just going to go with what my instincts tell me to do and just run with it. Because sometimes the instructions just don't make any sense. I ran into that when I was making those witches scars. The instructions for the feet made zero sense to me. I could not figure it out to save my life. So I finally just winged it and I came up with a pattern that worked. Catherine's, I need a rant. I don't really have anything to rant about. Um, you have to give me something to rant about because I'm really not. I don't have anything to rant about. My crochet community pages on Facebook have been pretty quiet. Nobody's talking about anything. There's no drama going on the YouTube streets right now that I know of. Um, Nobody's done anything stupid to me recently, other than myself. Yeah, you're going to give me something to rant about because I really don't have anything to rant about. I mean, write this down. Mocha is free for once. No, seriously, I'm sitting here. I cannot think of anything that I want to rant about. I mean, well, nothing that I would discuss in a crochet live. Coming out of that, considering yesterday was election day, I could rant, but I don't want to get political on my on my crochet site in my crochet live. I'm saving that for my other channel, which I really need to work on. But well, okay, I can't tell you that I've been aggravated with the whole setting up the new domain and trying to get the domain and my coffee shop to work nice together. That's been fun. But I can't even rant about that. It's just a matter of, like, how much HTML do you know? Apparently not enough. I thought I did, but apparently not. Which is why it took me all day to set it up. But it's set up now, so I can't even rant about that. It wasn't even that big a deal. I mean, it was a big deal, but it wasn't. So you got to give me something to rant about because I don't have anything right now. I'm sorry. Yeah, I saw your rant about is it charcuter. I can never say that word. Charcuterie board. I saw your rant about that, about people adding extra stuff when it should just be smoked meats and cheese and crackers and some fruit. Okay, you can add some fruit or a nice spread, you know, or like spread like a chutney or a hummus or like a fruit spread of some sort. Yeah, that's a charcuterie board. Everything else, no, I don't know what it is. Of course, I'm also more into. Did you see the meme? It's like it was not, and I'm probably saying charcuterie wrong, and you'll just have to forgive me because I can't think of how else to say it. I'm pretty sure it's charcuterie though. They're less about charcuterie boards and more into the snackle box, and basically it's a fishing tackle box that has all kinds of different sliced meats and sliced cheeses and fruits and nuts and different like kind of spreads and dips. I love that. A snackle box. TLP saying I'd like to rant about yarns at Split, especially Lion Brand. Holy cow, it constantly on twists. Oh, okay, we're going back to talking about Lion Brand. Second time tonight. I love me some Lion Brand yarn, but as VJ mentioned earlier about how it's yarn barfy, the True Blue expressly. Uh, which Lion Brand yarn is splitting on you? Normally, people are talking about True Blue, True Blue. When I talk about a Lion Brand splitty yarn, because it can be very splitty, and if you look at it funny, it does tangle, and finding the center pull can be almost impossible. And I've even had a tangle when I was when I was pulling from the outside. How do you tangle yarn when you're pulling it from the outside? How's that even a thing? You're literally it's just spitting, and yet it'll still get tangled. There needs to be, I don't know. You'd think that after all this time we'd figure out a way out how to use yarn and not have it tangle every 5 seconds. You know what I mean? Because I want to crochet. I don't want to crochet for 3 stitches, stop, and take up my yarn. Crochet for 3 stitches, stop, and take up my yarn. Crochet for 2 stitches, realize that the tangle is really ridiculous, and then spend the next hour trying to fix it. Who wants to do that? Show of hands. I'll wait. No one. There you go. But it's just, sometimes it's very frustrating to deal with Lion Brand yarns because if it's not a yarn barf issue, it's a tangle issue. If it's not a yarn barf issue or a tangle issue, it's a splitty issue. If it's not if it's not yarn barf, tangle, or split, it's something else. I don't know. And I love Lion Brand yarn. But yeah, they've got some issues that I really wish they would address. And their issues are more than like everybody else. Like I don't have these problems with like say Yarn Inspirations or Hershner or Premier. It's basically a Lion Brand thing. And they need to rethink how they're making their skeins. Like anything else makes it a friggin' buffet. True. True. Should be meat, cheese, crackers. Call it a life. Mocha, what do you think about the customers who go on YouTube and share the displeasure in something they've bought from a content creator before they've contacted the creator? Oh, you're gonna bring that up, aren't you? VJ, I know how you are. What do I think about customers who go on YouTube and share their displeasure in something they've bought from a content creator before they've contacted the creator? I think that if you're going to go on YouTube and talk about an item or review an item one way or the other, you should completely and totally resolve the issue before you make the video. Or if you're going to go on YouTube and express your displeasure about a transaction, at least say in your video that it's an ongoing issue and that you'll update later. And finally, if you're going to do that, contact the vendor or the other creator and let them know that there was a problem and try to solve it before you make the video. Or again, at least if you're going to make the video, let it be known in the video that you are currently trying to resolve the issue. Otherwise, it's tacky. And it's I don't describe it. An unneeded, unprovoked attack. Because let's be real, we all will have issues with other creators or other vendors from time to time. It's going to happen. Like I just branded and raved about Lion Brand. But guess what? You don't have Lion Brand is a big corporation. But I've also actually emailed Lion Brand and was like, what is with your yarn and this whole yarn bar sort of pool issue? I actually have. And when I've made videos about it, I've tagged them in them. But yeah, to just make a video. Okay, let me backtrack. If you're a creator that is known for doing reviews and you have a bad review of an item, then it's fair to make a bad review about the item. I mean, okay, you didn't like it. No one's going to like everything that they review. I mean, it's a given. But you just need to be transparent. Transparency is key here. Honesty is key. And I really think that if you're going to make these reviews, especially with other creators that you may be coming across in the community on a daily basis, you may want to try to settle that off site as much as possible and not drag everybody else into it, because that just makes people have to choose sides and it gets messy and people want to defend their friends, and then you end up with this unneeded, unnecessary argument and war over something that just could have been settled, behind the scenes via email or messenger or whatever. So the final answer after this long, drug out comment was, what do I think about customers who go on YouTube and share their displeasure in something they've bought from a content creator before they've contacted the creator? I think it's kind of a crappy thing to do and you shouldn't do it. There you go. Basic stitch anti-pilling. See, I've talked to people that have said that they've had a problem with it. I've never had a problem with basic stitch splitting or tangling. It might be you. Maybe it is you. Maybe Lion Brand sees you coming and is like, oh wait, it's CLP. We have to make sure that all of our yarns tangle and split and make it miserable. Make it happen. I'm kidding. It's probably not you. It's probably just, like I said, I've had problems with Lion Brand with the whole yarn bars and splitting thing. So it's the yarn. I've just never had any problem with the anti-pilling. Of course, now that I've said that, I'll go and probably grab a skein and try to use it, and I'll have that problem. I probably just jinxed myself, so thanks. After I make the sweater, I'll definitely email Tony Lipsy. This is not a beginner project. To me, it's advanced beginner, and it was free. I think she said that it was didn't she say it was the advanced beginner project? I don't really remember. I remember when she originally released it, she said that it was, I want to say she said it was for the adventurous beginner, but I don't know. But yeah, email and let her know if you're having problems with it. I mean, she'll, from what I know about her, I don't know her that well, but from what I do know about her, she will, help you in any way she can. Those things usually get ironed out with pattern testers. Uh, which part, Kathleen? Lucy saying, unfortunately, some people are all about the unnecessary drama. Yeah. Yeah, some people aren't happy unless they're creating some drama. A lot of people grow. That's how they grow their channels. A lot of people, that's how they grow their audience. It's all a lot of people. That's how a lot of actors grow their business and their careers. I always read through a pattern before making it. I don't always catch potential problems, but it helps me understand the problem and potential fix better. Yeah, but you know what? That would blah. To read through the pattern requires you to have the pattern. And take the witches scarves. My biggest frustration was I had to pay for that pattern. I paid for the pattern, read through it, realized I didn't understand 2/3 of it, and basically had to rewrite it so that I could do what I needed to do. That was frustrating. You know, I spent money on a pattern and then I couldn't use it. That was annoying. And Kathleen, there are a lot of people out there that don't use pattern testers. I use pattern testers for certain things I'm making, but if it's quote unquote straight kind of shot kind of thing, I don't use a pattern tester. I mean, I have friends that look at my patterns, but I won't necessarily like call them official pattern testers or anything. But I will shoot them the pattern and go, "Does this make sense to you?" Definitely saying that's what I tell my husband about every time the cops pick him for a ticket. uh, but did that sufficiently answer your question, VJ? Uh, but I'm all about transparency. I mean, I do reviews of yarn. I do reviews of gadgets. And I'll tell you up front, if I like it, I like it, and I will shout your praises to the heavens. If I don't like it, I'm going to be honest about why I don't like it. Because even though I don't like it, doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It just means I personally didn't like it. Somebody else may love it. That's happened more than once. But more to the point, most people, like, love stuff that I don't like. For instance, I will never, ever, 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 to infinity and beyond, times infinity and beyond, be a fan of Red Hot Super Saver. It'll never happen. However, I do like the brushed, so I will use the brushed. I do like the stripes, so I will use the stripes. But you will never see me voluntarily using the generic Red Heart Super Saver yarn. It's not a thing. I understand that once it's washed, it softens up, but that does not help me when I'm in the making process and the stuff is coming over my hand like sandpaper. So you will never really find me say anything positive about regular Red Hot Super Saver. Stripes isn't really that much better, but I like the colors, so I endure a little bit more of the scratchiness of the stripes, even though it's not quite as scratchy as the regular Red Hot Super Saver. But yeah, overall, the regular Red Hot Super Saver, not a fan. We'll probably never give it a positive review. But the other kinds of it, I like. And I was going someplace with that, but I've totally forgotten where I was going with it. So, never mind. Okay, let's see. What are you talking about? Yes, I've done the same. Spent the money and bought a headache. Yep. CLP's asking if anybody's in East Tennessee. And was it enough of a rant? Kathleen says she's in Tennessee. CLP's in Knox County. You're welcome, VJ. Kathleen and CLP are playing some sort of meetup, which is cool. Send pics if that happens. And on that note, uh, my science just let me know that we've been on it for an hour, and I'm kind of tired, guys. I'm done. I'm just tired. Between my wrist and the meds that I'm taking, like cut down on the pain a little bit, it's making me tired. My allergies are making me tired. The time change is making me tired, which doesn't make any sense. We went back an hour. Why am I tired? Because we gained an hour. That makes zero sense. But it always knocks with me for whatever reason. and I'm having an RA and a fiber flare up all at the same time. So I'm running on fumes to the point where I almost didn't have live tonight, but I didn't want to cancel because I love doing my lives. I love being here. I love talking to you guys. And furthermore, I was in VJ's live, and then I went to my fairy treasure, Angie's live, and then I came here. So I've been chatting for a good 3 hours now, and I'm tired. But mainly it's just the meds and my wrist is hurting, and I'm gonna go ice my wrist. So you guys could have spent this last hour anywhere, but you chose to hang out with me, and I appreciate that. And you will never know how much that means to me. If you haven't hit the like button, could you hit that like button on your way out? And if you're new here and you haven't subscribed before and you think you'd like to come back and chat with us more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so that you know when I upload videos, which thankfully I'll actually be able to go back to filming and uploading because, it'll be quiet. I can do shorts because they only take like 2 or 3 minutes, and I can do it like between his songs or what have you. But I'll actually be able to go back to actually filming some long form content. I'm kind of excited about that. And my coffee shop is up, and that's Mocha Crochets and Crafts. My website's up. It's mochacrochetesandcrafts.com. So if you want to go check those out and like send me some support or share me to other people, that'd be great. And on that note, wait, what? Get some sleep. Have a great night. See you next week. I'm going to go find some headache meds and go to bed. Oh, I'm sorry you have a headache. Yeah, go take your meds. Go to bed. Good night. I've had a long day. Oh, yeah, but this has been going on for like a week now. So, having a long week. Love this chat. Thank you. Okay, you guys plan your thing and let us know what's going on. And with that, I'm going to go and get back to it. I got some marketing research to do, and maybe I might do a couple of lines or two on my bag if my wrist will let me. I'm probably gonna make some tea and probably go to bed early because I'm dragging. But anyway, thanks for being here. I'm glad you're here. Chatting with you is fun as always. And I will see y'all in the Yarny streets. And if nothing else, I'll see you back here again this time next week. Bye.